Well, the plan for today is to take this CPU heatsink. I've drilled and tapped some holes in the back here, and I've got some bolts which fit those holes. And I'm going to mount the LEDs like this, so the holes just fit over those recesses. They're cheesehead bolts, and they do miss the contacts, so we're okay there. And then I'm going to run a series of jumpers like this from one LED to the next, and chain all 10 of them together in series, and then that will be driven from this mains supply. Mains in here, 18 to 36 volts out here, little adapter here, this connects to the unit here, and this will provide constant current for those LEDs. And then I assume it will be necessary to put a fan on there, which I'll bodge in some way, and then I'll use these 4 drilled holes to hang the thing up, and then we'll be in business, hopefully. Now the pattern of lights I want on here is not that critical, but I'm going to try and make it sort of pseudo-symmetrical, so it'll be a row of red except that one or that one, and then 2 other ones in the middle. Same procedure then. Tin this pad. And I'll tin that one for the next time actually. Right, let's test these. Hopefully those 4 should light up once we get to about 8 volts. The set on about 4. I'll notch it up. 5. There you go, they're lighting. I don't know if you can see those, but they're all that's 8 volts, 150 milliamps and more if we want to. So one string is done then, that's good. Test the second string. Should start working around 8 volts. 6 and 7, there you go, they're working already. Can only get 17 and a half volts out of this power supply, but I've just turned it on and all the lamps are very dimly lit. I don't know if you can see that, but I can see that. So we have it wired correctly, and we can now mount it on the heatsink. I had a Maplin moment. I don't know if you've had them before. Maplin are ridiculous prices, but you need it. You got one local. You can't afford. You don't want to wait until tomorrow. So I paid £9 for this epoxy tube of thermal compound. Well, Maplin's luxury compound comes with a cleaning pad. Well, here's the heatsink finished. Feed comes in here. This is a temperature sensor, a digital temperature sensor, to give me the temperature of the heatsink block, and it turns out that this heatsink never gets hot enough to need a fan, even when it's in the grow box in an enclosed space. So that won't need to be bothered about, but it's a safety feature, so I'll leave this in and monitor it with a microprocessor. doubtless you want to see it running. This may blind you, it certainly blind me. God, Jesus Christ. That really does kick out some heat. Sorry, some light. And if you run that for about half an hour, it will get hand hot. You could continue to hold it indefinitely, but you'd have a hot little handy. Well, that's job done. It was when I finally plugged it in and monitored the electricity it was using that I realised it's around 17 watts, which is about half what it should be. I contacted the seller of the LEDs, and that's when I found out that according to him, the industry standard description of 3 watts for this type of LED is well, bollocks. I corresponded with him, but you know, everyone's selling them as 3 watts, so I suppose if he starts saying, well, actually they're between 1.8 and 2.4 watts, he would lose business for being honest, and that would never do, would it? Anyway, there you go, the light's a success. I shall upload other videos in the near future which explain the rest of the grow box. It's quite a tour de force, so if you're interested in those, subscribe.